What's up? It's Monica from Geeks, Gogo. I'm with Bright Eyes Cosplay today. We're at Nexus Game Fair. So we're gonna make sure that everything's up and running and working right now, which is here since yeah, I've got way too much technology like running all at the same time, and probably everyone else in the dealer room is probably doing the exact same thing and trying to use the internet. So it's gonna be a spotty broadcast today. If you find yourself locked out, or if you find yourself that the screen says that we're offline, we're actually not. We are actually still here. I'm just gonna change one more thing. If I know how to spell. One last thing. I know, right? It's been a fun weekend here at Nexus Game Fair. So while all of this, well, I'm trying to make sure that all of this is actually up and running properly the way we intended to. Um, let's hear how's your weekend so far out here in Milwaukee at Nexus Game Fair.
It's actually gone really well so far. I'm a local. I am a Milwaukee local, and this is the first year I've heard about and then been invited to the Nexus Game Fair, and I'm actually like a little starstruck by all the cool stuff that's been going on this weekend. Yesterday we spent most of the time in the dealers hall where our booth is and chatting and playing games, and we had the costume contest, which was really great to see people come to that. But then today we did some exploring, and I was like,
way too many cool stuff.
Yeah, too much to play in one day. So that's kind of nice that I guess it is a longer convention.
One of the favorite things that I have with their cosplay, I was admiring. They have so many different levels of cosplaying, a lot of different genres that they brought into the table. Like, which one would be your favorite out of all of them?
It's hard. Yesterday, okay, well, probably my favorite from yesterday, and you can't not have this favorite. There was a little, like, he was probably 9 years old. He's dressed up as Kiba from Naruto, and he was so he came earlier in the day and saw there was a costume contest, and his mom was like, maybe you want to go and change for the contest, and he's like, okay. So he comes back, and his mom made most of his costume, and he just was so excited to talk to us about it, which is probably my favorite part. Like, I've never heard a 9-year-old be able to say and know what a kunai is, but he did. He had it down. So he won. I mean, there were only 2 kids that came, but they were both so cute, and they both won. You can't not let give kids something because they're so cute. So that's my favorite. He won. Sorry, everybody else who came to Nexus because he got outshined by a 9-year-old.
And he was really adorable. You'll find one of the pictures on our website once I put up the pictures from yesterday's coverage. One of the cool things that we've had too, you have so many games that were happening yesterday simultaneously. A lot of new game developers. And which one of the games have you tried this past weekend?
So actually, we just finished playing right before this. It's a Dungeons and Dragons board game, so not the actual D&D, but Castle Ravenloft, I believe. So yesterday we played it with the other cosplay guests, Wig Cosplay, and my cosplay handler, Juice. And we lost horribly, like just annihilated. So we just played it again today, and we won.
Oh, my bad. That's what happens when you're testing. But at least we know that it's working.
Yes, working is good. That is good to know. But yes, we just won today, and it was really exciting. So that is not an easy game. And I'm not much of a board game person. I have a huge learning curve because I don't know, just not my thing, but I've really enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll get a chance to play some other games of it today, or if I can make it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like I hear you with the games though. Like there are some times that there's so many rules to follow, and there's so many things that's going on that you kind of like. It's nice that some people actually have like the guide sheets for them to like kind of like keep track of what's going on and what's happening next and whatnot.
That's probably my biggest weakness with board games, because I'll sit and I just automatically tune out when everybody's talking about it. So I just kind of have to rely on everybody else. Like, you got it, right? You can tell me what's really happening, because I wasn't really paying attention, and I didn't mean to not. So, when you play it, you kind of learn along the way too. I think we're pretty set where we can start teaching others how to play this game, which is our plan.
Exactly. That's cool. Now, what other conventions are you going to be in this year?
This year, all right. So now we're like halfway through convention. The main convention season is at ASIN last Again, that's always the big one every year. For just Saturdays, trying to cut the cost down a bit on conventions. Another big one I'm going to this year is Paramorphicon in August. That will be in Pasadena, California. So that should be pretty exciting. It's a 2-year convention, so I'm finally getting to go this year. I had some friends who went the last time. Other than that, I might be going to DestinyCon
nice.
out in Florida. So we'll see about that one. Not sure. That's also like the next weekend in August after Paramorphicon. So like 2 weekends of travel is just I can't, but I'll try. Then I think there's Daisho Con is up in Wisconsin, and that'll probably end the year. We're hoping to maybe even compete at that one. So we'll see.
Is that in Madison?
No, it's in the Dells.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's in the Kalahari, so a lot of people will go and then do the water park. But once I'm in cosplay, I'm just gonna be in cosplay. So no water park for me. But it's a pretty nice one actually. Kind of small, but not bad.
That's awesome. I've actually that's new to me. Actually, I've never heard of it before. Yeah. So that's definitely like one of my go-tos for this year. So out of all the cosplays that you have, oh, whoa, I don't know what's going on. The technology in here is just like not cooperating.
I think you assume at any convention it's gonna be a little spotty.
So at least we know that the sound actually works this time, because yesterday just was not working for me. It just didn't want to be there. I mean, got good footage.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to cosplay, we're gonna talk cosplay this time. Out of all of them, like, which one is your favorite?
It's so hard. I was asked this question yesterday, and I know a lot of people will say like it's the craftsmanship and like how the cosplay turns out. That's usually what they like, but for me, it tends to be more skewed towards the experience I have when I'm wearing it. So for that reason, I really enjoy doing like Snow White and other Disney princesses, because for me, like making kids excited to see their princesses come to life is exciting, because when I was a kid, that was exactly what I wanted. So like I both feel like a kid and a princess when I'm with them. And sometimes, kids are really funny how they react. Sometimes they get so scared that they're too afraid to approach you. Sometimes it's a little bit of both. I had this one girl who, when I was actually Street Fighter Snow White, which confused a lot of people, kids don't care. They see half of the thing. And
sorry, I don't know what is happening
YouTube
here.
YouTube is hating on us right now.
Yeah, everything is hating on us right now. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. But I had this little girl who, very quietly approached me, and her parents were urging her on, like, go on, go say hi. And so she was really quiet. And she got about 1 foot away from me and just exploded in child joy, and just was like screaming and hugging me, and went back away to scream about she loved me more and hug me again. It was so cute. I was dying. It is difficult though, being a Disney princess and food. You've got to watch your language a bit, and not, be drinking soda and all that kind of stuff. So it comes, there's a double-edged sword sometimes. It's fun, but you have to kind of keep the magic alive as much as you can, if you care. But you should.
Now I don't know if I'm fit to be a Disney princess now.
No, it takes practice. It takes practice. You just have to, your kid, senses tingle, and so if there's a little one a while, a couple feet away, you just have to.
Okay, so since we're also streaming on Twitch right now, we're gonna talk a little bit about the creative side of cosplay. Yeah. What materials do you love working with, and which one has been like your the most difficult, biggest pain to work with?
I overall, I usually prefer the crafting, prop side of things. I like painting and I like building. I haven't had too much experience with it, but I find it to be more of a joke of struggling. That's one thing I need to really work on.
It's hard balancing, and do you work a full-time job?
Right now, part-time. But at least it's still, even then, it's still hard.
It is, and I even find myself, like, even if you're on vacation or the weekend, I work a full-time job, but most of the time on the weekends I'm free.
Yeah.
Having enough time to work on cosplay, because there's just so much aspects that go into it. I haven't gone fully immersed until earlier this year, and just the planning in itself.
Oh my gosh.
And let's talk about that, by the way. So when you plan your cosplay now, do you have a little bit of background on making costumes or like art or anything like that, or are you pretty much self-taught all throughout?
I'm trying to think. I've had experience, like I've dabbled in art here and there in school and stuff. So in terms of like painting and like, I don't know, paper mache, whatever you do in school, I'm not super new when it comes to that. Sewing is pretty new. I regret so hard not learning to sew a lot earlier in my life. My grandmother was a seamstress, like that was her work, and she was amazing at it. And I just didn't learn when I had the opportunity, and I regret that. And I kept thinking like, oh, I'll cosplay later, and I don't know. And it's like I should have started earlier and just done it, So a lot of what I'm doing now is pretty much self-taught, or I rely heavily on others to teach me.
Because it is a craft all in itself.
Yeah, it is really difficult, and for me, it's really. I deal much better when I have someone instructing me in terms of like making something, sewing something. I can watch a million YouTube videos and read a million tutorials and I will still fail epically unless I have someone to be like, no, you don't actually do that, you do this.
Yeah.
So finding my people has helped.
Did you sew this dress that you were wearing?
I did. I sewed the top half. So yeah, I actually had God bless, I forget which pattern company. They have a Snow White like pattern you can buy. It's Simplicity or McCall. They usually go for the two of those. But yeah, so I made the top. It's not perfect, and I don't want to tell you, but some parts of it may be rude.
I don't know. I just gotta tell you, because like you said, sewing is not your forte, but I'm looking at how the collar is made, how the sleeve is made. I honestly do not know how to do a puffy sleeve. So like.
You can't see the inside, which is the best part because the inside ain't pretty.
But it looks fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
The attire, honestly, it looks like a ready to wear costume, and it's just absolutely like it's polished, and that's what I like about her work. Because when I was looking at her cosplay yesterday, most of the time when you look at cosplay, like mine, for instance, it needs a little bit more polishing, but her cosplay really is polished. And I know it doesn't translate too much on the camera, but everything, like even the collar, like for being an amateur sewer, she did see a little bit tidbit when you're designing dresses for females. Yeah,
no,
probably a big no to do like some collar like this, some Korean collar. It's just not no. And then let's talk about a little bit of how you made this.
Oh yeah,
pretty awesome apple.
I'm so surprised. People love the apple, but honestly, it was so big. If you turn it to this side, you can see the face.
I'm just gonna do a slow mo.
Got it. So I actually bought. You can go to Hobo or whatever store and buy a little decorative apple, and that's what the base of this is. And then on top of that, I just slapped on some clay, let it dry, slapped on some more. I did the air dry clay because the apple would probably burst into flames in the oven.
Oh gosh.
I found this little leaf from somewhere, tied it on there, and then I painted everything. So tried to give it some dimension, highlights and low lights and whatever, shadows. So.
It really looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, so it's regular air dry clay, and then you baked it for.
Oh, didn't bake it.
Or you just kind of like let it like.
You let it dry, yeah. So and then it just.
It's amazing. It looks like a movie prop.
The best thing about it is it's so durable. Like I've dropped it, it's rolled around, people whatever, and it's survived. I tossed it in my bag and just like wherever I want.
And it's I know I'm like tossing it around. Oh, look at me, I'm tossing this prop around, but it's really like lightweight, and I honestly like it does look like a movie prop. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, you have really polished cosplay, and how long have you been cosplaying, by the way?
Well, I like to say, I started saying like since Halloween, I was 0, I was 0 years old and I've been doing Halloween, but I started my first convention I cosplayed at was in 2006, I believe. So I went to conventions 2005. The next year I was like, I'm doing this. So 2006 or something around that time. But in terms of like year-long cosplaying all year, I've been doing that since 2012. So 3 years now, whatever.
There we are. Look.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of spotty, but like I said,
as good as it's gonna
be. I'll definitely upload the video on the YouTube channel, like the complete video that hopefully is a little bit more concise without like the breaking or like the pause or like I'll say making like funny faces when the screen freezes or whatnot. That's like the best part,
God bless you. Yeah.
Like right now, look at that picture. Oh,
This way.
it's like oh.
There you go. We're kind of talking.
We're kind of moving a little bit.
Yeah.
At least we got like
I think
someone
my,
watching.
I think my general like life motto is I have no idea what I'm doing, so it carries to this YouTube video, it carries to cosplay, it carries to this interview, like.
But you know what? Yeah, everything's pretty spontaneous. Like right now, especially right now
this
at the
whole convention, like with all the things that have cropped up and all the people I've met and all the stuff I've done, it's been like, oh hey, yeah, let's do that. One of my things at conventions, I rarely plan like actual stuff to do. Even at like ASIN, I kind of started planning a little bit before and during the convention, but it's just so much more fun and much more relaxing to like bump into someone and be like, hey, let's shoot now. Hey, let's hang out now. And it's like, yeah,
Just
much better than having ABCD EFG things planned throughout the day and timing is also. I'm not good at so.
It's hard to do all that, especially if you have back to back like things you want to do.
Yeah.
And you only have a few number of days to do everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like at this con, especially even if they were having it for 4 days straight, I actually haven't had a time to like game yet.
Yeah.
Well, other than Friday night, but still, it's just there's so much to see.
There really is here.
It's amazing.
Crazy. Just how cool some of the things are too. You're like, I want to stay here and watch this whole thing because it's so awesome. Some of the stuff I've seen, and a lot of the stuff here too is like people just make this as a hobby and they don't make any money off of it. And they build this huge big game thing and come up with all these rules, and it's just like, what? That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, one more thing for cosplay.
Sure.
Let's talk about dream cosplay.
Oh boy, okay.
Dream cosplay. Like if I know like some cosplayers are not very keen about telling what their next cosplay is going to be because it's not that they want somebody to steal their idea, but people are kind of picking like, oh, if I don't finish this, I'm going to disappoint so many people.
Yeah, that's why usually most of mine are like secrets until like beforehand, and I know I can get it done. I've done that before. I've told people I'm doing this, and then it just doesn't happen. I'm like, sorry.
Because it's hard. I was talking to an artist at the Artist Alley at the dealer section, and he was saying people don't understand, like with cosplayers, it's more than just dressing up, especially if it's the type that actually creates their own clothing involved.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's detail and scaling everything. Like, how long did it? You said it's 3 tries before she got the collar to where it's at right now. There's a lot of things that come into play and a lot of planning that happens before you actually feel like it's actually perfect cosplay.
And I don't even think I'm at that point yet. I've never had something where I've worn it and been like, this is perfect. It's always been like, next time I can fix this, or next time I can fix that. And I think that's actually pretty common. Not only are you learning, and so once you get better, you want to revise things, but that time management thing, you get it done, you can wear it, it looks decent enough, and then you're like, I'll fix it in the future.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Okay, so let me see. It's just so hard trying to juggle everything. And then trying to make sure that like stay tuned for more. Is there anything you'd like to promote? Your Tumblr page and your Facebook and your social media?
So I'm Bright Eyes Cosplay everywhere. I'm trying to think. It's Bright Eyes Cosplay on Facebook, and then for whatever reason, if you want to email me, it's that too on Gmail. I don't know. You never know. And then it's Bright Eyes Cos. So just COS, all one word, on Instagram and Snapchat. I think on DeviantArt and Tumblr too, but again, I don't use those very often. I'm trying to get better. It's like kind of, someone had asked me the other day, is cosplaying like another job? And the time you put into it kind of is. So one day I'll get all caught up. We'll figure that out. Warning though, if you follow me on Snapchat, it is not cosplay as much as it is my 2K. So just warning there. I feel like people follow me and then get disappointed.
Like, why are there cats in here? I thought this was a cosplay page. Yeah. Why?
That's so that is what it is. So yeah, I don't know, follow me. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I'm doing. So come along on the adventure of all of us and what we're doing. And if you like Disney princesses and Power Rangers, maybe we have very common interests.
Yep, there you go. So, Power Rangers, by the way. One last thing. Power Rangers. I keep saying one last thing, but it's never the last thing.
You know, we're just rolling with it.
Who's your favorite Power Ranger?
Oh, I mean, I'm always the Pink Ranger because pink is my color. One of my really good